Hello everyone. Welcome to the course Information System and Engineering Economics. We will take a quick review of what we have learned in Unit 2. Unit 2 deals with Management Information System. So just try to recall from the second unit what are the three important decision making tasks using MIS. Yes, that's right. Tactical decision, operational decision, and third is the strategic decision. In Unit 2, we briefly discuss the issues in MIS, choices for IT infrastructure, security, and control. We have also discussed the internet vulnerabilities. We describe computer crime and hackers' role in the crime. We conclude Unit 2 with the discussion about types of computer crime. So this was the quick review of Unit 2. I hope that you have downloaded the study material available at my blog and taken the review of the contents present on the blog. To cover Unit 3, we required 4 sessions. So as per the schedule, today we will discuss the first module of Unit 3, that is Information System and Project Management Strategy. In the next session, we will discuss about the business processes. One question maybe arises in your mind, why computer engineers should learn the project management? The purpose or goal of studying this project management is to provide you a skill set with the foundation for developing an effective leadership, effective communication, and strategic assessment. So next we will see the contents of today's session. We just saw the importance of project management. Today we will learn methodologies for the new information system development, such as System Development Life Cycle, popularly known as SDLC, then RAD, that is Rapid Application Development, then few informal approach such as Agile methodologies and Lean methodology. This is the roadmap for today's session. Next, we will see one famous quote by Henry Mintzberg about the project management. Henry said that project management is above all a practice where art, science, and craft meet. I am quite sure that you will definitely adopt the skill set of project management. So to understand leveraging information system, one must know the dictionary meaning of leveraging. Leveraging means it is use or something to get maximum advantage. So to understand leveraging information system, we should know when someone has an idea for a new function to be performed by a computer, how does that idea become reality? If a company wants to implement a new business process and needs new hardware or software to support it, how do they go about making it happen? In this session, we will discuss the different methods for taking those ideas and bringing them to the reality. This process is known as information system development. We will also address the questions such as how do today's business organization use information technologies and systems to achieve the corporate objective. We also addressing the questions like what makes information system so essential in today's complex business environment. The process of developing good information system software is usually not as simple as sitting down and writing some code. Most of the time, the certain creation of IS software is very intensive process that involves several different groups of people in an organization. Next, we will review several different methodologies for IS software development. Information system software is created via programming. Programming is the process of creating a set of logical instructions for a digital device. Thus, we need to adopt a particular methodology to carry out the rigid information system, such as system development lifecycle, then rapid application development, agile methodologies, and lean methodologies. One by one, we will take a review of each methodology. We begin with SDLC, that is System Development Lifecycle. SDLC is a very structured and risk-avoiding methodology designed to manage the large information system software projects associated with corporate systems running on mainframe. Various definitions of the SDLC methodology exist, but most of commonly there are 7 phases in SDLC: preliminary analysis, system analysis, system design, programming, testing, implementation, and maintenance. Next, we will discuss in brief about each phase. Preliminary analysis. In preliminary analysis, we take a review what exactly earlier has been done. Here we check what alternative exists, what is currently being done about it. Is this project is good for our organization? A key part of this step is a feasibility analysis, which include an analysis of the technical feasibility, then economic feasibility, such as can we afford to do this, and the legal feasibility, such as are we allowed to do this. This step is important in determining the project should even get started. After preliminary analysis phase, there is a system analysis phase. In this phase, one or more system analysis work with different stakeholder groups to determine specific requirement for the new system. So, no programming is done in this step. Instead, procedures are documented, key players are interviewed, and data documentation and development is done in this phase. So, the overall picture of what exactly the system is supposed to do, that results in this phase of the system requirement document. After system analysis phase, there is a system design phase. In this phase, the business requirements are translated into a specific technical requirement. The design for the user interface, then database, data inputs and outputs, and reporting are developed here. The results of this phase is a system design document. This document will have everything a programmer will need to actually create the system. After system design, there is a programming phase. In programming phase, codes are finally gets written in this phase. Using the system design document as a guide, a programmer or a team of programmers develop the program. The result of this phase is an initial working program that meets the requirement led by the vendor. System analysis phase and design develop phase are both considered in programming phase. After programming phase, there is a testing phase. In testing phase, the software program developed in the previous phase is put through a series of structured tests. The first test is unit test, in which individual part of the code is going to be tested for errors or bugs. Next is system test, where the different components of the system are tested to ensure that they work together properly. Finally, there is one user acceptance test that allows those that will be using the software to test the system to ensure that it meets the standard requirement. If any bug or error or problem found during this testing, then it has to be addressed and it again tested. So this is the things carried out in testing phase. Next, we will see the implementation phase. In implementation phase, we provide training to the user and provide him a legal document as well as user manual document. All that documents are preserved very well at both the end, means at developer end as well as at the customer end. Implementation can take many forms depending on the type of system, the number and the type of user, and how urgent it is. Because user, the system become operational. Now next phase is maintenance phase. So in maintenance phase, it has a structured support process for the reported bug that has to be fixed and request for new features that are evaluated and implemented. It also having concern about the system updates and backups that are performed on regular basis. The SDLC methodology is sometimes referred to as waterfall methodology, as it represents that each step is separate part of the process. When one step is complete, then only another step begin. After each step, an organization must decide whether to move to the next step or not. SDLC was developed for large structured project. Projects using SDLC can sometimes take month or year to complete. Next, we will see one quickly building a working model, that is rapid application development. This methodology is much better suited for smaller projects than SDLC and has the added advantage of giving user the ability to provide feedback throughout the process. RAD methodology focus on quickly building a working model of the IS software. Information technology, getting feedback from users and then using that feedback, it updates the working model. After several iterations of development, a final version is developed and implemented. The RAD methodology consists of 4 phases: requirement planning, user design, construction, and cutover. Next, we will discuss how RAD working model. As we know, in RAD model, the first phase is requirement planning. In this phase, a preliminary analysis, system analysis, and design phases of SDLC are carried out. In this phase, the overall requirement for the system are defined. There will be also a team is identified to carry out the project. And in the last, the feasibility is to be determined. After requirement analysis, there is a user design. In user design phase, it representative of the user work with the system analysis. Apart from system analysis, there will be a designers team and programmers team to interactively create the design of the system. This is called JAD approach. JAD stands for Joint Application Development. A JAD session gets all the stakeholders together to have a structured discussion about the design of the system. Application developers also sit in this meeting and observe, and they also trying to understand the essence of the requirement. Next is construction phase. In construction phase, the application developers working with all the users build the next version of the system. This is an interactive process, and change can be made as developers are working on the program. This step is executed in parallel with the user design step. So until an acceptable version of the product is developed, that team is consistently working on this phase. Now after the construction phase, there will be a cut over phase. In this cut over phase, all the similar to the implementation step of the SDLC has been carried out. The system goes live. All the steps required to move from the previous state to the use of new system are completed here. Next, we will see Agile approach. Agile methodology are group of methodologies that utilize incremental changes with a focus on quality and attention to the detail. Each increment is released in a specific period of time called a time box, creating a regular release schedule with very specific objective. While considering a separate methodology from RAD, they share some of the same principle, that is iterative development, user interaction, and ability to change. The Agile methodology are based on the Agile Manifesto that was first released in 2001. The Agile Manifesto, developed by a group of 14 leading software industry. Characteristic of Agile methods include small cross-functional team that include development team members and users. Daily status meeting to discuss the current state of the project. Short time frame increment for each change to be completed, and at the end of each iteration a working project is completed to demonstrate to the stakeholder. The goal of Agile methodology is to provide flexibility to the user while ensuring the quality of the product. Next one is the last methodology we will discuss, is a relatively new concept taken from the business bestseller The Lean Strategy by Eric Ries. In this methodology, focus is on taking an initial idea and developing a minimum viable product, that is MVP. The MVP is a working software application with just enough functionality to demonstrate the idea behind the project. The bigger difference between the lean model and the other methodology is that the full set of requirements for the system are not known when the project is launched. Several iterations of the MVP are developed with new functions added each time based on the feedback. until a final product is completed. The lean methodology works best in the entrepreneurial environment where a company is interested in determining if their idea for software application is worth developing. Once the MVP is developed, it is given a potential user review feedback on the MVP. The feedback is in two forms. First is direct observation and discussion with the user, and the second form is to usage statistic gathered from the software itself. Using these two forms of the feedback, the team determine whether they should continue with the same direction or rethink to core idea. So they have to be rethink about this core idea behind the project. The changes in the functions created in MVP, these changes having certain strategy is called pivot. This pivot have several iterations with the functions added each time based on the feedback until the final product is completed. So in this session we briefly discuss several methods that are required to develop new information system software application. Now it is time to see some study question. The first question is that what makes the lean methodology unique? Then what are the steps in the SDLC methodology? What is RAD software development? So you have to solve this question as an assignment and submit within a deadline. We just summarizing our today's session. In this session, we briefly discuss the several methods that are required to develop new IS software application. We reviewed one formal SDLC process and few informal process such as agile approach and lean methodology. In next session, we will discuss about the business process integration from unit number 3, that is leveraging information system. We will learn fundamental associated with various business processes involved in today's business scenario. The fundamentals associated with unit 3 are available in the textbook. You can take a review of this fundamental from the available textbook. Suppose you have any query or difficulty in solving assignment question, then feel free to write your queries on our Google forum. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.